welcome to Reviews with Love, Christmas edition. So let's get right into the Lifetime movie, Toying with the Holidays. This one's got Cindy Busby playing Danielle, who is a designer and has a young son named Paul. She's been divorced for 5 years now, and it hasn't, it's been smooth sailing along with that. But yeah, and she's back home in town at Holly Pines. All right, next up is Chad Michael Murray, who owns a hobby shop and is a train enthusiast and lives in Holly Pines. All right, let's get into it. So I have to say, woohoo! I absolutely love this. It was close as perfection as possibly could be. There was no blow up, but let me tell you the premise. So Danielle has recently come back for the holidays to spend with her mum. Her dad had passed a couple of years back now, and one of her favorite things was watching her dad on the train, the North Pole Express train that they've got in the city, and it's somewhat like a Christmas festival tradition, but it seems since her dad has passed, no one has really taken that up, and it's kind of old, and it got sold and given to somebody else. So she's really trying to restart all of that, as well as show her son a lot of like the holiday traditions that she grew up with, and the son seems to be really loving it. But in the process of showing her son all the cool stuff that's in town, she enters the shop, a hobby shop with a bunch of trains in it, and she bumps into the owner, who happens to be Kevin. I don't think I said Chad Michael Murray playing Kevin. Yes, okay. Who happens to be Kevin, and they went to high school together, or middle school, something like that. Well, they went to school together, yeah. At one point, they were lab partners, and she remembered that, and he was like, oh yeah, I do remember you. And soon after that, they started spending a lot of time together, and then Danielle gets this brilliant idea of like, I really want to get that train back up and running. If you guys do this, I have a proposal for you, which is to help your store gain traction and possibly, get better profits if you guys can really make this happen. So she just somewhat puts a spark back into Kevin's life, and he's been somewhat, dragging his feet about a lot of things, but now he's just like suddenly has the, stars in his eyes again, and just willing to go out of his way to get things done for her and for himself. So there's just all of that going on. So the main premise is to get this North Pole Express train working by the time of the Christmas festival. So that's really it. But I have to say, woohoo! I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Chad Michael Murray, I got a thing about him, which is like anytime I hear him, I always sometimes would hear Brad Pitt's voice. I don't know why. That's just what happens anytime I see him. I very much know they're very different. But I think it's somewhat like an acting style as well, that kind of, now that I can't actually see his face anymore, it's somewhat like I pick up on some certain things. So that's what I could get with it. But other than that, I always love his Christmas movies, between, on Hallmark and Lifetime. He's done a great job. I always loved it, and I particularly love this one. There was no blow up. I was a bit worried at one point. I was like, oh my gosh, are they actually they're gonna ruin this for me at this point? Because I don't see why there should be, one of those, I can't believe you did this anyways. It's like, but I'm so glad that didn't happen, because it was just so not needed, and it was just so good and smooth sailing, Yeah, it was just great. And he's always really good, and he's got great chemistry with people. Like, that's not hard for him. Like, it's really good. I believe that's a talent in itself too. Like, he's always got great chemistry. But he's really good. So yeah, they were all really good. They all had great chemistry. Even the mom, I like the mom too in this one, Danielle's mom. Yeah, so yeah, everyone did such a great job. I really like this one. Toying with the Holidays. He was very kid-like in this, but not to put all the attention on him, but it's just like, there's just something there. Yeah, yeah, I got a thing for his voice. I like it. I like it very much. But yeah, so overall, love this one. Definitely check it out for yourselves on Lifetime. Yes, thank you again for listening. Watch the other videos, like this one, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. Thank you so much for listening. I'm trying to make sure there's been really anything crazy that happened. No, nothing really crazy. I mean, it was just really good. They were really good. I liked it. She was really good too. She was very personable and relaxed, and they had really great chemistry. Like, they worked really well together. So it was a good mix. I liked it. Alright, well, thanks again for listening. God bless. Later.